Your company has evolved into what it is today, which was a vision of having a one-stop shop.
You hire the best of the best.
Yes, we do. Everybody here to me is family.
Our guiding principles are:
be kind,
speak honestly,
make it simple,
act fairly,
put people over profits.
Simple
solutions.
Hey, good morning, Rogersville. Welcome once again to Dollars and Cents on K-ROG, Wildcat TV, right here from the beautiful Jamestown Center, just west of Rogersville.
Hey,
in Rogersville.
I gave us quite a bit of love over the weekend.
Did you now?
Yeah.
Because you were in the free state of Florida.
Yes, I was in...
Did you get COVID like AOC?
it is kind of like the free state of Jones down there now.
Is it now DeSantis?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's kind of on board with him. He's really rocking it. So
We want to hear you, Bruce.
he's doing a good job.
He is doing a good job.
No, I was in a marketing meeting down there over the weekend, and a lot of good speakers and things like that. And the topic came up of media marketing and things like that. And so they would go around the room and they're asking us all questions because evidently they think we know what we're doing. And I just tell them I have good people that know what they're doing.
Maybe.
But yeah, I gave K-ROG some
Awesome.
some love, and I just explained the demographic and what we're looking for. And you know what? It brought up a lot of questions. We spent about 20 minutes on my topic.
Really?
And
Wow.
with a bunch of Disney experts.
Wow.
And you know what? Those people know marketing.
Yeah.
They are the experts in the world on marketing.
Are they going to buy us?
And yeah,
Is Disney going to be buying K-ROG?
yeah, wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Put a Midwest Disney right here, right here surrounding the studio. We got plenty of land.
Yeah, we do. We do. Is that where that offer's coming? Is
Yeah.
Disney buying Jamestown?
Yeah, that'd be
We'll start
awesome.
that rumor today. That'll be fun.
But no, it was a good weekend, and I gave K-ROG some love, and so hopefully we'll have some people tune in just to check it out.
Okay, well, that would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
It would be a lot of fun.
Go from there. I think we're going to finish our retirement unknowns.
Yeah, I think we are on healthcare.
Or we're going to work on it.
Well, let's talk about healthcare today.
You know, there you go. I mean, does anybody have something that's an expense in the household that they don't like, they can't avoid, and it's almost unaffordable?
Sure, lots of things.
Yeah, that right there would be right at the top.
It sure
Healthcare
would.
cost. I mean, out-of-pocket medical. Forget long-term care for the time being. Let's just take care of us while we're in our working years, raising our families, trying to figure out how to buy prescription drugs, pay out-of-pocket medical, and things like that. I mean, when you think about it, that is a stress on families that is astronomical.
It really is.
And it's not going to go away. Welcome to adulthood. We've dealt with this for years, and no one's perfected the blueprint, you might say, for how we're going to take care of this. And it's a budget item that is hard to budget for because you don't know who's going to get sick,
That's true.
you know?
Well, and the costs have just gotten out of control because of government intervention and all that stuff.
Now, yeah, absolutely. Now, put yourself in a fixed income category. You know, how does this topic relate to retirees? Now you don't have the ability to earn extra income, either because you don't have the ability or you don't have the desire to get out and go back to work. You're on a fixed income. You're trying to make it, and what's healthcare doing? It's skyrocketing in price, and so it puts a lot of stress. Now, at the later in life, hopefully you add long-term care into the mix, and that's why we have such a astronomical problem
Right.
in the whole industry.
So
plan for it
Okay.
somehow.
Right.
You know, if you think you've got enough money saved, believe me, you don't.
yeah.
I had somebody ask me the other day, they said, I've got $1 million in my 401k. Can I afford to retire? Now,
It depends, doesn't it?
I probably could because I'd be budget-minded about what I did. But the answer to a question like that is I don't know. Depends on how much money you spend. You know, if you spend too much too quick, you'll run out of money at any level.
Right.
So it doesn't matter if you're one of those rich people or one of those middle class people or one of those poor people. Money's relevant to your situation. If you spend too much too quick of what you have, you'll run out.
Well, and you kind of hinted on this. We've got the longevity problem as well.
Yeah.
That comes into that impacts the long-term care and everything else. So talk to us about this.
Well, I mean, what's the one thing going on? They just did the required minimum distribution tables, the mortality tables. They adjusted that due to the fact that people are living longer. People have the number one fear of early retirees or pre-retirees, people that are right in the middle of making decisions. The number one fear people have in making the decision to retire is outliving their money. You know why? Because they don't have a plan. They don't have a budget. They don't have a lot of thought put into, if you decide not to go to work, how much money am I going to need? How much money do I want? What's my desires for retirement? What's my needs in retirement? There's a big balancing act right there. I have a lot of things I'd like to do. I may not be able to do because I don't have the money to do it.
Sure.
Death of the spouse, how does that impact you? Either direction, mom or dad. When a spouse passes away, it directly affects your income pretty much immediately. So what happens? You lose a Social Security check. You may lose pension money, right? So when you get into a situation like that, the direct effect on current income is immediate. The long-term effect is the next tax year, you possibly are going to be filing as a single person. Right. Possibly the year of the death. If it's early in the year, you may be filing as well. Okay. So it's going to affect your deductibility items and income and taxes and different brackets and things like that.
Now, your last topic is actually the scariest to me. And maybe that's because of my age bracket, but this is what I think concerns me more than anything else you've said so far.
Absolutely.
Is that public policy risk. Now, I'm not so concerned about the reduction of Social Security, but I am concerned just about what our government is going to do. So where does this figure in?
Well, this is the one thing. When people ask me, hey, what do you think, right? We get a lot of that.
What do you think? Sure.
Hey, what do you think about this? Well, it doesn't matter what I think. What's the facts are. We have an out-of-control government. They spend money they don't have. There's no secret. So everybody buck up, Buttercup, because they're getting ready to raise taxes through the roof. And folks, if you feel like you're poor, and I don't know what definition that is of poor, but, they have figured out that people that don't make as much money, that don't jet set around the world in their private accommodations, right? They may sit at home, work their 8-10-hour days, and they smoke, they drink, they do things like that, right? All right, so now with that out there, what are they going to do? They're not going to raise your income tax, Will. They're going to raise your tobacco tax. They're going to raise the alcohol tax.
Well, that's okay with me. You can do all that.
Well, I know. And this thing called cannabis.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a big tax revenue.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah.
So I actually heard a politician say, don't worry, we're not worried about the deficit. We can tax marijuana.
Well, there you go.
All right. So now we know what they're thinking in the back of their minds is, hey, don't worry, we can tax whatever we need to tax in order to raise the revenues to offset all this stuff.
Well, it's an interesting thought.
And when you think about all the successes, which I don't think we have enough time to go over them today, of the Biden administration, the first year in office,
that's the whole list right there. You just gave it.
We have potentially 7 more years of that, maybe 3 more years of that.
Well,
now I can't even imagine that being possible, but I never would have thought he would have got elected or been put in office.
Yeah, I'm not sure that he did.
So, I think we got to think about that because when we're retired, we're on our own. We got to take care of ourselves. So with that said, come to our workshops and get started. Build this relationship with Will and I, and we'd be glad to sit down and help.
Yeah, and that next workshop is tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tomorrow night.
6 o'clock.
We got tomorrow night, and then we've got Wednesday afternoon, and then next Tuesday and next Wednesday.
Yep.
We've got a few seats available for, I think all of those have a little
right.
room in them. So you call the day 882-1800, call the Resource Center, 882-1800 and reserve your spot because we do keep it limited. You have to let us know you're coming.
Yeah.
And we're going to have fun for about an hour-ish.
Hour-ish. Depends on the questions.
Depends on the
usually.
questions. And it's a good time. We have a pretty good time.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Everybody seems to like it. We get a lot of good reviews from that. So it won't be boring, I promise.
We'll keep the heat on, and we'll check your code at the door. So.
All right. Thanks for watching Dollars and Cents once again. We'll be back next week with more financial news and advice from financial expert Bruce Porter of the Resource Center.
And legal expert.
Thank you.
Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC. AE Wealth Management and the Resource Center, Inc. are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet a particular need of an individual situation. The Resource Center, Inc. is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this podcast shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein, provided by third parties, have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by the Resource Center, Inc. This podcast is a paid placement.